Maybe? Oh.
Yeah.
Are they over here?
It's that switch on.
There is a switch to the sound.
No, that's not true.
Okay, see, if one of them said that, that's fine. But your staff, don't freak me out. Don't do that, you're gonna kill everyone in the room! Alright, let me put it this way. I hate sitting behind things and I hate sitting behind tables, which is why I walk the floor at every con I go to. I think it's weird.
That's fine.
So, this is just gonna be an open Q&A. Or if you just want to talk about something, I'm down. Because literally, I hate structure. Even though I make highly structured content online. So if there's stuff you guys want to ask, yeah, go for it.
What do you think of the Overwatch anniversary skins?
Hey Gaijin, you gonna talk about the dances? No, because Twitter already did it. Like, that's the one thing that I don't understand is like so many people want me to do what's called ghosting content, where it's like, you're doing the exact same thing as someone else has already done, but I guess it's through your filter. But it's like, my filter's pretty general. It's like, this, Bastion does the train.
I'm talking about the skins, though.
No, see, that's the thing. I was gonna be like, hey, Genji's got that Sentai skin, let's talk about Sentai. But I think I want to talk about Sentai within their own terms.
Yeah.
Like the Sentai teams within their own terms.
And then maybe reference skin.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, the world's worst ninja looks like a Sentai. I said it. Genji's the worst, one of the worst ninja I have ever seen. Who here watches Witch Ninja? Okay. For those of you that don't watch it, you might want to watch the next couple, because I'm going to be talking about him, I'm going to be talking, by the way, Shredder, best ninja in the Turtle series.
Woo!
Yeah. Okay, what's up?
This is something that's garnered a lot of discussion on YouTube, especially with advertisers and people going to sponsors. What do you think it means to, and what point do you think could be called selling out?
Selling out, in my definition, is when you make content for money that you neither believe in or want to talk about.
Can I give my opinion?
Go for it.
I think it becomes selling out when, one, you don't need the money, you're able to survive already, so extra, and two, when it affects the actual main story. If it's like something like a spin-off or a storyline, like, that's fine. But if it's the main story, that's something like a good example is one thing everybody hates, Dragon Ball GT. That's not affecting the main story, which is money, so whatever.
No, it's funny because even Super is starting to feel a little sellout, in my opinion. It's like, yeah, let's bring Frieza back.
Yeah, why?
Because it's like, we couldn't leave him in Jikoku wrapped up in a butterfly cocoon. No, we had to bring him back because we needed more money.
He's doing something nobody wants, and Super is doing stuff trying to cater to everyone.
Yeah.
And then you mess it up.
Well, another thing too is like, I think they've just basically gotten rid of power levels. Cause it's like, Goku's a literal god. Why did Krillin win? Also, like, what they're doing with Gohan is really irritating. It's like, Gohan, you used to be the most powerful and you could go Super Saiyan. He's like, I don't want to go Super Saiyan anymore. I'm going to achieve my own form. So you're just going to have a translucent aura. Got it. Cool. Next. Oh, God, let's not get in the trunks.
So you recently mentioned Super Sentai. Would there be any other mention tokusatsu like Kamen Rider, Metal Heroes, Ultra?
I want to, but I'm less familiar with them, so it would take more time to research. I mean, that's the thing. People ask me all the time, they're like, how long does it take you to make a video? And it's like, it depends. If it's the information's in my wheelhouse, like a couple days. If it's not, it could take up to a week.
Yeah, I have a great friend who grew up on all the shows. Yeah, he's well informed about this.
Gotcha. All the way in the back.
So have you played Outlast 2?
I have not. I'm not super big on a lot of horror games. That's just, I mean, it's like, it's not a knock against anyone that likes them. I mean, it's just to each their own. But it's like, for me, it's like, look, if I can function better in my own fat nerd life than the protagonist who's apparently a special agent, we have a problem. I understand that people are like, well, you have garbage controls to help simulate fear. And it's like, you can have great controls and have wonderful fear. Amnesia, you have complete great control over your character, and the fear is real.
Silent Hill.
So yeah, I would say Silent Hill too, because like even though the gun mechanics are kind of wonky, it's like you've never probably picked up a gun before as your character, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wouldn't great control only add to the fear factor? Because now that you've got complete full control, because you're so afraid, you're now making mistakes of your own volition.
That's the point. Because when true fear hits you, you start messing up. Yes, sir.
How do you feel about the Fatal Frame series in that regard?
hate Fatal Frame. I'm sorry, it's terrible. The controls are literally this. I'm like, woman, use your use your knees. Here's my biggest problem with Fatal Frame. No one is afraid in that game. The main character never shows fear at all. And I'm like, if you're not afraid, how can I be afraid? Also, in the very beginning of the most recent Fatal Frame, when you're like down in the water well thing and you're being attacked by ghosts, and it's like, hey, I got these double G's going on, and it's like, you're not scary. You're confusing me. I mean, I did a video talking about should sexy equate to like horror, and things like that have been for a while, but it's like, not really. What's up? Yeah.
So, what I meant to add to that was, in the game, I was doing my own research, because at the same time of playing it, I actually was reading Dracula.
Right.
The book. And the book is actually based around, like, goth culture. So, in Outlast 2, there are two different clans, I guess you could call them.
Right.
One of them's Christian, a crazy form of Christian.
Right.
Another, I think you can compare to goth. And, yeah, you can compare a lot of things to goth culture.
No, there's a lot in horror that I could pick apart. The trick, though, and let me get my YouTube professionalism out of the way really quick. When people suggest things to cover, a lot of times I have to turn it down, and mostly the reason why is not because I don't think it's interesting, but because it won't get promoted. Like, that's the thing, is like Matt said in a video not that long ago when he was doing another YouTube theory, it's like people watch what's put in front of them, and it's sadly true. That's why if you want to support smaller content creators, you really have to go out of your way to find them and make sure that you're watching their stuff. So, yes.
Yes. All right, on a different topic. Here's an interesting question. If you yourself were happen to say in the Persona universe, what would your persona be and why?
See, I want to say a handful of things, but it made me look like a big fat weeb. No. I'm trying to think. It's like, would it be like a monster or a historical figure? And I would want Hattori Hanzo to be mine. Like, I would love to have him be my persona.
Ooh.
But it's like, there are people that are like, what's your favorite yokai? Like, what's your favorite monster? And it's like, I really love Tanuki, because they're one of the yokai that aren't a complete jerk. And then people turn around and they're like, oh, you're a furry! I got nothing against furries, it's like when people just automatically jump to those conclusions, it's like, I don't know what to tell you. Alright. By the way, when we get to the 5-10 minute period, that's when I'll open the floor for everything, but like, let's keep it to one question per person right now so I can get to everyone. So, what's up, Bendy?
Standing, actually.
Oh, that's right, my bad. I didn't see the overall. Okay, there we go. I saw the overall,
Don't worry,
sorry.
you're not the first. Won't be the last. Anyway, is there a game you've come across that you tried to cram so much culture from, but not from a single source, but from all around the world, that it's either like distracting that you can't enjoy it?
Not that it's distracting, it's just really hard to talk about. Like, if there was one thing that I know I need to talk about but can't because it's so huge and in so many different ways, JoJo. Like every single season, like I have not watched that much JoJo because I started at the very beginning and I was like, this is a horrible idea. I should start off with Stardust. But no, because it's like the origin of Dio, the origin of everyone. It's like everything's going a mile a minute. No one's explaining anything, and I understand that that's kind of the greatness of the show is that they don't have to explain anything. You just buy into it, and I'm okay with that. Anyway, but no, like every season of JoJo is like a completely, not just a different arc, but it's like a completely different show. I mean, One Piece, to my knowledge, does it as well, where it's like it's going to be action, it's going to be like murder mystery, it's going to be like a freaking road trip, something like that. But like, I don't know if anyone here watches Giga, but he did a great job talking about how like so much of JoJo is like, here's some Egypt, here's some old like Nosferatu vampire culture, like, and it's just everywhere. And it's like, people keep saying you should talk about JoJo. I was like, where do we start? Like, the only thing I could think of that would be like finite enough that I could put it together in a video would be like where do the stands come from, if anything? So, what's up?
Is there any one game that you say you like talking about the most?
Oh, just in general?
Yeah.
Tokiden. Who here doesn't know what Tokiden is? Makes me sad because that was my favorite video I ever made.
I
Do you like
that
Monster
game
Hunter?
by your recommendation.
Do you like Japan?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yay!
Except it's less complicated. Like there's no like Monster Hunter is just like 90% item management. There's no item management in Tokiden. It's literally just go out. It's basically if Monster Hunter met like the Dynasty Warriors franchise, except instead of fighting a whole bunch of little dudes, you're fighting one big monster. The story's kind of average, but no, it's like I loved covering Tokiden because it allowed me to, and it's why it's my favorite video I've ever made, is because it allowed me to do and talk about everything I ever wanted to with my content. Like I went to Japan specifically to get footage for the things that I was talking about, and like that made me so super happy. Anyway, all the way back.
What was your favorite place to visit in Japan?
Ooh. Honestly, when I lived in Japan, I was about 2 hours away from Iga, home of the Iga Ninja. I think that's one of my favorite places, which is why I started Witch Ninja on my channel. Excuse me. You know, it's funny because people are always like, "Oh, well, I'm going to Japan. Where should I go? Should I go to Tokyo?" I'm like, "Don't go to Tokyo. If you want to spend a lot of money and basically check out everything that is new in their popular culture, go to Tokyo. Otherwise, if you want like the traditional stuff, don't go there. Go to Osaka. Go to Kyoto. Osaka's the bomb because in Osaka no one cares. It's an amazing thing. Like people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Roppongi." I'm like, "Don't go to Roppongi. You're gonna have the worst time ever just because that's where all the foreigners go, and everyone native there is gonna treat you like crap." So, what up? No, that's yeah.
What was the biggest twist of information you found? Something you were like, I got this. I know it's already going to be, and then you looked it up, and it was like this big 180.
The last video I put up on Mario. Who saw the coins video? Guess what? I put a week and a half of research and editing into that. I finished the render. Hey, look, over in the corner in New Donk City, there's coins. Go to E3. Oh, there's coins by the hundreds.
These were live.
Not tax currency.
No, it is current. It's currency. Yeah, it's straight up current. There's no extra lives.
Okay.
Every time you die, you lose like 10 coins. Yeah. So it's like dying matters even less. And all the stuff for the coins, you can buy health power-ups, but the majority of the things that you're spending your coins on is like outfits. Also, can we talk a minute about people who are freaking out over the whole racist Mexican Mario thing in Odyssey?
Man, that's dumb.
I want to point one thing out. I want to point one thing out. All of Mario's costumes have come from other games, that one included. That was when was it Tetris?
Yes.
It was, okay. Because it was like an old Game Boy game, like back in the day. It's like, I find it hard to believe that they're actually trying to go for a racist overtone, or at least a stereotypical overtone, when literally all of his outfits are from other games. So, what's up?
Real fast, just to thank you for recommending Tokiden. I bought it right after watching the video. And then, have you played any Japanese tabletop games? And if so, what was your favorite?
I haven't really had the chance to. I mean, does L5R count?
All right, I guess.
No, I haven't been able to play any Japanese tabletops because it's really hard. Like, if you guys think like the nerd community in the States is really hard for people to get into, it's almost impossible in Japan. If you're not already a part of a circle, it is so like I tried joining 3 or 4 different circles when I was in college, studying abroad. It was impossible to get in those. But no, like Japan's love of tabletop gaming is like just as much, if not a little more intense than our own. Who hasn't asked anything yet? Yes.
Have you ever heard of Nier?
Yes, I have.
Yes. With Nier Automata, if you get past the questionable fashion choices by 2B,
Oh, dude,
there is so much packed into Nier, and especially Nier Automata. There's even references to the Communist Manifesto.
and that's something a lot of people have been telling me.
Yeah.
And the reason why I haven't made content about it is because it's too niche. It will not perform well on YouTube. As much as I hate to say. Now, If someone came up to me and was like, "Here's $100, make a Nier video," done.
You're my credit card, but you know.
That's, I mean, again, like with YouTube now, like if you do not talk about popular trending things, it ain't gonna do well. Like I did that video, I did that Witch Ninja video talking about Ninjara from ARMS, right? How many of you guys saw that? That's my point. Is that ARMS isn't super popular right now. Like it's developing a following a little bit, but it's not super popular. Like and I mean, sadly, that statistic just kind of just goes to show that if you're not talking about things that are trending, it's not people ignoring content. YouTube doesn't show you when something isn't trending. YouTube's not going to notify you that I've uploaded a new video. It's the dumbest thing. Subscribers are worthless. Like the function of subscribing is worthless because YouTube will not tell you. YouTube straight up says we will occasionally inform you when a video's gone up. That's why we always tell you to click the bell, because it will send you an email if we upload something new. And most people won't do that because everyone's cranking out videos like every day. It's like you're just gonna get spam messages. So anyway, sorry, that's just me complaining. What's up?
I've been this is something I've known for a while. That bell feature, it's not new. It's just that in the early days, it was represented by a gear.
Yep. Which typically is the settings. So let's just confuse everyone, YouTube. What's up? Yeah,
me? I'm wondering, are you actually going to go through the pain that is Ace R, or is that just like a stream joke?
I will never touch that game again. I will publicly destroy that game if given the opportunity. And it's funny, because Kieran from Team 4-Star, like Lord Moonstone, we were talking about that when he was playing Gundam vs. Gundam. And he's like, "Have you played the Ace series?" I'm like, "Yeah, I freaking hate it." And he's like, "Why? What'd you play?" And I was like, "I played Ace R." And like, "Oh no, that's like the worst one out of the bunch." And I'm like,
Yeah, I'm
sorry!
I was just wondering stuff, because like I was moderating for him, and then you were saying, "What do you mean Ace is the worst series ever?" Because like I moderate their channel, so I was like wondering like what's up with that.
I can't.
Like R is, yeah, it is the worst one.
Also, like melee combat in Ace R is literally
Wow.
it's literally the same thing over and over and over. And that's the thing.
Like a cow.
Japanese mecha focuses so much on melee combat. And it's like, that at least could have been good. Like, Gundam and stuff, yeah, people have pew-pew laser rifles and whatnot, but with the exception of, like, Heavy Arms, Leopard, and maybe one or two others, like, there's no Gundam that's, like, purely built for long-range combat. And fun fact, Japan hates those. Like, Heavy Arms is the least popular Gundam of all time in that country. And that's why. They call it Goombah, but it's, like, overly, like, militaristic, for lack of a better way to put it. But then they start rolling out cute girls and tanks, and I don't know what they want anymore. What's up?
I didn't end up meeting up with the anime man. Like, did you already know him before?
No, I met him through Aki, from Aki Dearest. Who here knows Joy the Anime Man and Aki Dearest? Alright, that makes me happy. It's like before Aki Dearest blew up, when she was at about 200 or 300,000 subscribers, something like that, I came across her content because like her old stuff is really analytical, and I loved it. And so I reached out to her, and then she got all starstruck, and I'm like, "Girl, you don't need to do that." And so I talked with her, and became like she and I now, like, we talk about everything, like literally everything. And that's kind of how I met Joey, because before they came, like, I knew long before that they were together before they came out. But no, it's like I met Joey through her, and now we're all just chummy chums, and it's like I gotta get to Tokyo so I can meet them. I'm actually gonna meet them in Indie. Is anyone here going to Indie PopCon? I don't blame you, but no, it's okay. It's like that's where I'm finally gonna meet them, and we're actually gonna do panels.
Oh. Where's that at?
Indie PopCon is in. Yeah, it's in Chicago. No, you're right. It's in Europe. Sorry.
What is
I'm like, wait, no. Chicago is where that other con is. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
You mentioned before that you didn't like Fatal Frame. Are there any other games that everyone loves but you don't like?
Start naming some, guys, because there's. I never cared much for Battlefront. Mostly because I can't stick shoot to save my life, and I hate Origins. Just like I played the original Battlefront when it was for like PS2, but it's like I never played online.
Yeah,
I hate playing competitive games online. With the only exception of Overwatch, and I have to have at least 3 teammates.
I like Overwatch.
If I don't have, when I play Overwatch solo queue, it's the worst game in the world. It's horrible. It's like playing COD. It really is. Like the level of anonymity that those kinds of game creates brings out the literal worst in humanity. And it's like, why would I waste my time with this? What's another really popular game? I actually think Ocarina of Time's a little overrated at this point. It's like, now I only say that because the Zelda series has evolved so much that it's like when people are like, why do you give Ocarina of Time such a hard time? And it's like, because it's not a perfect game anymore, because there's so much more you can do with it. Like my favorite, like right now, freaking Breath of the Wild is the best Zelda ever.
You're not the only one interaction with that on fire.
Oh no! Aaron just destroyed. Aaron destroyed 3D Zeldas, and I'm like, because here's the thing. I think the gameplay of Skyward Sword is bad, but the story is really good. So if you can go into a game knowing that the story is good and you want the story, cool. If you want to go into a game with like really bad gameplay that has good story, but you want gameplay, you're going to be disappointed. So it's like it all depends on what you want to go into. There's a lot of anime games that I actually just really don't like. Hey, you guys want to hate me forever? I'm not a super fan of Persona.
Okay.
And the reason
That's not for
and so
everybody.
he gets up and leaves.
I take offense to that.
The only reason I'm not a fan of Persona is because I hate anything that revolves around Japanese high school because I lived it. I hate Japanese high school. When you work in a Japanese high school, it's a nightmare, and you hate everything associated with it.
Is that where you got your name from?
Something that's gonna really quick, and I'll get back to questions. What blows my mind, I could not throw out bad kids.
Oh man.
You have to teach over bad kids, which is impossible. So no, I don't like Persona. I don't like playing Persona mostly for that, and because honestly, when you do YouTube and it's your life, there's no time. Like I can't play JRPGs because it's like a 60-hour investment that I don't have time for. Shoot, Stormblood just came out for 14, and it's like, I've got to play this, but I have to work, but I have to play this, but I have to work. My wife is obsessed with it, I have to play it, I have to work. So, like, that's just me. So, okay, who hasn't asked anything yet? Yes.
Alright, so, this is sort of a complete 180 from talking about video games.
Sure.
Have you ever played D&D? And if you have played D&D, what was the character that you made?
Who's heard of the Unexpectables? Thank you! I'm actually playing in a D&D campaign on Twitch with Takahana 101, Senile Snake, Chris Zito, and then Taka's, I almost said wife, that's very bad. Taka's sister.
Oh!
I'm not talking about my wife, forgive me. No, Taka's sister DMs it, and it's so much fun. It's because I play a ninja Kinku rogue, Taka plays an idiotic full-blooded orc barbarian. Chris Zito, who is here by the way, plays a ranger kobold, and then Senile Snake plays a tiefling bard. And so far, the highlights of our adventure so far is that Panic, who's the tiefling, successfully seduced a male wizard for potions. Oh wow! Because it's like we were like, was this guy just like gay or something? And they're like, oh, he is now. I'm like,
That's what
right now. The best thing about the campaign right now is that right when it ended last month, it's every Wednesday 9 p.m. U.S. Central. So if you guys are here, that's an hour. Ahead. Yeah. So it's gonna be 10 p.m. for you guys. But no, like the best thing right now is that and Zito's here. It's like the last campaign we got a whistle that controls a blue drake, and him being a kobold, it's like that's basically like controlling a demigod, and he wants that power. And I'm like, what do I get for it? And it's funny because he loves to give me a hard time too, and it's like, hey, Zito, you still want that whistle? He's like, I hate the fact that you're dangling a fictional, non-real thing over my face to get your way, and I'm like, oh, it's a good feeling. But no, like, there's that, and then there was a campaign where I played a paladin, and explaining that story was probably the worst thing ever, because I got semi-religious. And the internet hates that. So anyway, but no, like, again, every Wednesday it's on Taka's, like, Takahata 101, like, on Twitch TV. So yeah, if you want to watch us there, Taka also has it uploaded on his YouTube. So if, like, you need 9 hours to kill and want to laugh a whole lot, like, that's where you can go. Okay, yes, sir. Right.
And I wanted to know, like, how is going to Japan change your perspective on fan service, and does fan service like affect how you view games and anime?
I get kind of numb to it. Like, I was having this conversation. Who was it with? It was with another YouTuber the other night, because they were like, what was it? No, it was actually with Zito. Because the whole Nekopara thing, like, that got uncomfortable. Like seriously. Don't bring that up with him. I would say don't bring up Nekopara with him.
He banned the word on Twitch.
I've seen him get PTSD flashbacks.
And it's no, I'm for real. It's super not funny because like people took it way too far. And also don't bring that my way. You'll make me very mad. But no, it's like, but I told Tito, I'm like, if the mantle of Yes Yes Love Adventure needs picked up, I would love to do that. And the reason why is because I'm so numb to it. Like, you go into a store and it's like, oh, here's a 15-year-old with double D knockers. It's a common occurrence. And it's like, I just get numb to it. Like, in that particular video, I was really upset, but that was because they developed the character so well. It's like, who here watches Academia? Okay, cool. So, let's say for, like, if they took any character from that and, like, made her dumb and, like way over-sexualized, I would be in the same predicament. Because it's like, look, if you want to have a fan service character, keep them a fan service character. I don't have any problem with that. But when you take a character that is like good and well written and strong, and then you're like, here's a body pillow. Want to talk about something else I'm never gonna touch?
Thank you.
That's it. If you want your fill of Sword Art Online love or hate, check out Mother's Basement. He does it much better.
Thank you.
It's like a regular bad movie and a bad sequel. Bad sequels always get much less sequels.
Anyway, what's up?
This isn't really a question, it's more of a small request.
Sure.
My cousin Gustavo and I really like your channel, but he couldn't be here today because he's in Puerto Rico. So
Right.
he wanted me to ask you if you could if I could like record a video of you saying hi to him.
After the panel,
Alright,
we can
thank
do
you.
that. I'll be out and about. Again, I don't have my own table because I don't like that. But no, just look for my head and this, and you'll be fine. Who has not? I say all the way in the back.
Firstly, I'd like to thank you for making these. I would like to thank you for making your Satan Godzilla video. That really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got a lot of hate on that video, which was weird.
And I would like to ask, sort of a side question. What's your favorite Studio Ghibli?
Pardon?
What is your favorite film from Studio Ghibli?
Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I understand the love for My Neighbor Totoro. Watch it as an adult, you're gonna be bored out of your mind. There's no conflict. Even the one conflict that they made, it was like, oh no, it was a misunderstanding. Oh, it's like the original Star Trek. Okay, good. No, it's like, be careful with those words. Remember where you are. But no, my neighbor Totoro, I was just like, okay, it's cool. Like, it's visually impressive, but there's nothing engaging about this. But no, when it comes to Spirited Away, it's like there is conflict. What Miyazaki does well, there is no bad guy. There's not. Can you name me one like transparently evil character in any movie? Because like even the Witch of the Wastes wasn't like she started off like really evil for almost evil's sake, which is really bad writing. But it's like she turns into a neutral / kind of good character. So no, that's what I love, and that's one of the reasons I really love Spirited Away, because even Yubaba isn't necessarily a bad person. She has a business to run, and she has money that she needs to make. And it's like blame you, girl. What's up?
Favorite movie, favorite music group that isn't anime, video game, or anything Japan?
Nothing. Do you remember? I'm Gaijin Goombah, remember? No, let me think about that for a minute. That doesn't count. Kubo's technically Japanese. You know what? Look, can I kind of like twist the answer around a little bit?
Go ahead.
Like, I really liked Iron Man 2. I know that's really weird, but no, it's like what? Also, like when it comes to like non-Japanese like music group, honestly, I've got a really huge soft spot for Weird Al. Because it takes. But see, here's the thing. I love all kind. I even like boy band music. It's lyrics I hate. Like I typically don't listen to music that have lyrics because it's like I want to experience the song in my own way. But Al was like, hey, let me reenact the best songs of like the best type of music for generations and make it fun. And it's like, cool.
So what you're saying is no Kanye West.
Oh.
In 2004, he saved hip hop. In 2020, he's gonna save the world.
Anyway.
This guy is his best track. Power.
Well, I kind of already talked about it by and large. It's like Skyward Sword, I think, I don't know, maybe we're here. The story's good. I'm not a super big fan of the gameplay. Like, I find the gameplay to be a little bit droning, but the story's really good. It's like, it's a good origin story. So, what's up? No, because I don't have time. Because everyone is like, you play Ni no Kuni, you talk about it. Do it. I'm like, can you give me a week? Because YouTube won't. The algorithm won't.
No more strength. It's way more straightforward.
I also hear there's like tutorials like 6 hours in it.
Yeah.
So, what's up?
What do you think of the gameplay / story in Twilight Princess?
See, I like Twilight Princess for the risks that it takes. Because it's super dark. Like, people get murdered. And, like, I was murdered by Ganondorf. Okay. Whoa, it got dark. Midna is my favorite assistant character. If there's a good way to put it. Because she was integral to the story. Like, she was a main part of the story. Fee, whatever. Like, Fee was part of the sword, yeah, I get that, but it's like, I didn't feel like her presence was super helpful.
Master your batteries, though.
Yeah. And then there are the fairies, and it's like, you're just here to be a glowy tutorial, so, yeah.
Listen!
Watch
out!
I will end this panel right now. What's up? Did you see my newest video?
I did.
Because that's what it was. No, seriously. I don't want to waste too much time with the answer, but like I put up a video 2 days ago, literally talking about my top 6 most hyped games that are going to be coming out and why I'm hyped for them. What's up?
Getting back onto the dark subject, what was the most disturbing yokai monster that you've ever did a story on or a research on?
I'm trying to remember names because I can actually see in my head. The one Yurei, the one ghost of a woman who has her mouth cut all the way to the sides.
That one. Oh, God.
And she comes up to you and she's like, am I pretty? Because if you say yes, she'll kill you for lying. If you say no, she'll kill you because you're a jerk. What you do, you give her candy. Or confuse her.
Give her a
like if you can confuse her, because here's the thing is that most yokai are like people. So like they're limited by their own by their own like human understanding, for lack of a better way. So if she came up to me like, are you pretty? It's like, sure, but ice cream's good. Just as long as you don't talk about her. No, like that's the thing. Like Japanese ghost stories are so good because they're suspenseful. Like they build up. It's not just like here's someone dying.
Okay.
Like Saw. I have no respect for Saw. None. Because it's literally it's just hey, let's watch people suffer.
I mean, it's good to work for them.
The first movie was good. The first movie was actually good.
But then but now there's like what, 5, 6, 7?
19.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Purge. I hated that. It's a personal thing. It's a personal thing. I hate watching people suffer because it's like I don't need this in my escape because I know people go through this every day. I don't need to be reminded of that. Sorry, I'm getting personal now. Let's change it up. What's up? I studied English. I know I was an English teacher / grassroots diplomat outside the class. I had more fun at my job outside the classroom than in. Well, I'll just put it that way. What up? A lot of unpopular opinions. Mostly because I like Matt's research. And like, no, it's funny when Matt was at the pinnacle of the Mario is a Maniac series, like a mentally disturbed individual. I actually had people that are like, you should sign this petition to have Matt take down his videos because no one insults Mario. I'm like, life. What? No, for anyone who's recording this and people who are watching at home, if you were someone that petitioned for me to take down Matt's content because it offended you, get with the real world. There's this thing called freedom of speech.
Wake up.
America!
America!
America! What's up? Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was your, okay. That was okay. No, that's that. I mean, that's the thing about Ghibli. Is like it's so very obvious for children, and it's great for kids because it's like you're when you're a kid, you take in all these things as a brand new experience. But when you're a jaded adult, it's like I need conflict, I need character development, I need some kind of resolution. So, Natsuka's good. The one movie that I have a hard time with is Mononoke Hime, Princess Mononoke. Just because of how graphic it is. It's like death, beheading, pigs turning into worms. I'm like, okay, who has not asked a question yet? Let's go with you, and then we'll start going up this way.
So while we're kind of on the subject of anime films, what are your thoughts on some of Mamoru Hosoda's films?
Name me a few, because that name's unfamiliar.
Old Children, Boy and Beast, Girl Who Left Her Time, Summer Wars.
Oh, okay. Most of those I have not seen yet, but Girl Who Left Her Time I have. That is the most tragic end ever. Because it's like, oh, it's happy. Did you not hear what he said? So now it's like, oh, what was the situation? It's like he thought that she was from the future, even though like they were in her current present, or something like that. And it's like, this is not a good end. This is a horribly tragic end. Did they also do Your Name, or was that a different developer or a different company?
Your Name was different.
I got so many. Like for those of you who's seen both Your Name and Girl Who Left Your Time, I got so much of like a Girl Who Left Your Time vibe from Your Name.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like those same people make it. Although the crying, but it was also a lot of like the time manipulation scenes and whatnot. But I don't know. Like I liked Your Name, but I don't think it was like the Academy Award-winning experience a lot of people were hyping it up to be. It was just a good movie. It was a good movie and a good story. Okay, what's up?
What's your favorite Japanese folklore tale and why?
There's millions of those. Can I tell you one that I got reinvested in because of stuff? Okay, so in Stormblood, Final Fantasy XIV, there is a dungeon where you go underwater and you go into like this really crazy like Japanese/Chinese castle, and you end up going into a palace. You fight a princess. One of the mechanics is like the princess will bewitch you and seduce you essentially, and the only way to fend that off is to go up to a box, and it turns you into an old man. And I assume when you're an old man, you just don't care about women anymore. That actually comes from, I can't remember the name of it because it's named after the main character. But it's basically, the story is this young man finds a sea turtle, saves him. Sea turtle takes him to the exact same kind of place, like the same kind of underwater, like, tent? Okay, sorry, I'll wrap this up. Underwater castle, meets a princess, has a great time, is there for like a week. Princess gives him a box and says, don't ever open this ever or you're going to regret it. He goes up, first thing he does is open the box. He becomes 300 years older. So he becomes an old man. I just like, that's the thing that I love about Japanese stories is that there's so many of them, they apply to so many different things. Which is why like the Vinny and the Ink Machine video I did, it's like, oh, there's apparently an Inkstone yokai. Who knew?
The Taro part?
Yeah. Okay, who has not asked a question yet? Because I need to get some people who haven't. Yes.
So, what would be your favorite anime that you watched, and also your favorite type of genre?
Oh, that's hard. I have a top 3 in no particular order at the moment. So, Gaijin, which is the best slice of life anime in my opinion, like the most truthful to humanity. There is Samurai 7, which I think does Samurai very, very well. I don't know as far as adaptation goes. I think it's kind of might be in the middle, but like they depict samurai correctly. And then Drifters, man.
Yes.
Drifters is so freaking good, and it's good because they get the characters correct, with a couple of exceptions. Like I don't think Joan of Arc was a super rage beast, but whatever.
Or he was fire.
Like the way that they made Nobunaga, I'm like, this is Nobunaga. He was this crazy. He was this mad for guns. He would bury people and watch them ferment so he could make gunpowder. This happened. So no, that's basically what I'm freaking loving about my top